Well, hey there, my name's Andrew. It's great to be with you, and I'm here to tell you my story today. Well, I had a tumultuous childhood. When just after I was born, my biological father left me and my mum, and my mum was left to raise me on her own. Later, she got remarried, but it was a volatile relationship. I have memories of violence and drug taking. And at about the age of 4, my stepdad, he passed away. I remember going in and seeing my mum on her bed, weeping and crying, and saying, "Your father has passed away." Things stabilised, and then Mum got married when I was about 6 years old. She got remarried again to a really good man who I now call Dad. In between that time and my teenage years, I had what can only be described as significant childhood trauma, an event that was life-defining, I guess you would say. And I just shoved that deep down and ignored it, and didn't tell anyone what happened. And it was when I hit my teenage years that this all resurfaced, and it manifested in partying, in drug taking. I was addicted to LSD. I took drugs and alcohol, and at the age of 14, I was locked up in a mental institution for 3 months and highly medicated. And it was then that I was told that I would be on medication all my life, and that I was schizophrenic. I went through seasons of good and bad from then on. Had another serious mental breakdown at the age of 18, and was hospitalised again for 3 months. So it wasn't until I hit the age of 25, my life was going downhill once more. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't hold down a job, and by divine providence, really, I walked into a church, and a few weeks later gave my life to the Lord. I was forgiven of all my sins. I knew that I'd done bad things, and I was just so happy that there was a God who would forgive me for all the bad I had done. And that started a whole walk of healing and transformation in my life. I was supernaturally healed of mental illness, free of medication ever since. I'm married with 2 kids. Before I met Jesus, I said I could never work with kids. I remember crying out to God and saying, "Look, if you would use me to work with kids, it would bring you great glory." And as many of you know, now I am a kids pastor. So God is so good. He has been so good to me. He has forgiven me. He has healed me. He has transformed me. And He can do the same for you, if you allow Him to. So if my story has resonated with you today, we'd love to get in contact with you. You can contact us via email at admin@bcoc.com.au. We'd love to hear your story. We'd love to journey with you in whatever capacity that looks like. So I hope that my story has brought you hope. I hope that my story has in some way touched your heart, and we would love to hear from you.